Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Just Like You show. I am your host, Alexis Christine, and I am a spiritual mindset coach and Reiki master, helping women break through their limiting beliefs, rewire their brain, and manifest the life of their dreams. Just Like You is a podcast for all of the divine souls looking for guidance on their healing and ascension journey. We explore the depths of the universe, hold space for vulnerable conversations about spirituality and self-development, delve into the esoteric things like how to manifest, star seeds, the astral realm, and shed light on taboo topics such as plant medicine and so much more. I am honored that you are here to take this journey with me. I want everyone listening to be able to leave each episode feeling inspired and having learned something tangible to take away into their day-to-day life. If you feel called to work with me or explore this work deeper, please reach out at imalexischristine.com, or you can DM me on Instagram at iam.alexischristine. Hello, my beautiful divine souls, and welcome to another episode of the Just Like You show. I am your host, Alexis Christine, and today we are going to be talking about 75 Hard and why it is so much more than just a fitness challenge. And for those of you who don't know, 75 Hard is categorized as a mental fitness challenge, and it is meant to test your self-discipline, your strength, and just your whole entire self as a human. I am speaking from firsthand. And it was honestly one of the most amazing things I have ever done in my entire life. So for those of you who don't know what 75 Hard is, it's a 75-day challenge where essentially you have a set of rules that you need to follow. And if you fuck it up at any point in the 75 days, you have to start over again from day one. So there's no fuck ups allowed. And the rules are you have to take a progress picture of yourself every single day. You have to do 2 45-minute workouts every single day, one of which has to be outdoors. You have to read 10 pages of a book every day, and it needs to be a physical book, no digital, nothing on your phone, nothing like that. And it has to be a nonfiction self-development or self-help book. So essentially a book that you're going to learn something from. You're not allowed to drink any alcohol. You have to follow a specific diet, and this diet can be anything of your choosing. It can be keto, it can be vegan, vegetarian, alkaline, like whatever you want, but you just have to stick to it. You can't cheat. There's literally no cheat days allowed. And you have to have a gallon of water every single day, which for those not in the US is a little bit over 4 liters every single day. So imagine people look at this and they think, oh, I need to take progress pictures. I'm supposed to be on a certain diet. I have to drink a lot of water. I need to be working out 2 times a day. It's very easy to fall into the trap of, oh, this is obviously a fitness challenge. But let me tell you, it is so much more than a fitness challenge. It's not even meant to be a fitness challenge. It's meant to be a mental growth challenge. And it honestly helps in every single area of your entire life. And if this is something that you've thought about doing, you're kind of on the edge of your seat about, you don't really know, like, can you do it? Is it going to be okay? You're scared. Listen to this episode and then make your decision after, because I'm telling you, it will literally change your life. So I obviously have completed 75 Hard. I actually completed the whole Live Hard year. So after the initial 75-day challenge, there's 3 phases, phase 1, 2, and 3. They're each 30 days. Phase 1 is all the same rules as 75 Hard with the addition of a couple. So it's a 5-minute cold shower every day. You have to do 10 minutes of visualization. You have to do 3 powerless tasks. So 3 tasks that will progress you in your life. And I think there was one other thing. I can't remember what it was. Phase 2 has to be done at least a month after phase 1. You can't do it sooner. And it's the same rules as 75 Hard. And then phase 3 has to be done the last calendar month that of like from when you started 75 Hard. So if you started 75 Hard January 1st, no matter how quickly you do phase 1, phase 2, you cannot start phase 3 until December 1st, because essentially if you fuck up, you have to restart all over again from day 1 of 75 Hard. And it's like a whole thing. So I've done the whole entire year. I completed it. It was fun at times. It was a struggle at other times, but it forced me to grow in ways that I couldn't even imagine. It was the hardest thing I have probably ever done in my entire life. I did this in winter. I woke up one day randomly, I think it was on Boxing Day, and I just was like, you know what? I'm doing 75 hard and I'm starting tomorrow. And I had to start next day because I wanted to be done by my birthday, which is in March. So if I had left it any later, I would have been doing 75 hard on my birthday, which obviously was not an option for me. So I basically was doing it in the core of London winter, which, if you know me, you know that I do not like the cold. So the outdoor workouts were the most brutal thing ever. The mild days were obviously fine, but this is an everyday thing. No matter what the weather is, you have to do that outdoor workout. So I was out working out outside in the rain, in the snow, in the windy ass blizzardy days that literally fly people across the street, like every single type of weather. I was peeing all the time because I am a little human. I'm 5'3". A gallon of water is a ridiculous amount for my system. So my body did not acclimatize at all over the 75 days. I was just constantly peeing. And the beginning was actually really fun. It was exciting. I was doing something new. I was challenging myself. And it was all of these things that made it an exciting adventure. And I think also because it was during lockdowns, this was the beginning of 2021 that I was doing this. We were still in a lockdown in London. We had lifted for the summer and then winter came and we went right back into it. So it also gave me something to do. It gave me a reason to go outside and do things and gave me something to do with my day because we couldn't go out. And at about 50 days, I want to say like day 50, maybe day 40, 45, I started to hit a wall. And I just, I was, I don't want to say dying inside, but you get to the point where it's just so mundane and you're getting to the point of, why am I doing this? I want to quit. I don't want to do this anymore. This is pointless. What's like all of those thoughts running through your mind of, why the F am I putting myself through this? Like I was at the point where I was bringing my own food to people's houses because I had to stay on my specific diet. I had a friend that was in London and I stayed with him for a few days. And the only reason I said yes to coming and staying with him was because he accepted the challenge of doing this with me. So he did my 2 workouts a day with me, one outside. He ate the way I was eating because if he was eating shit around me, I obviously wasn't going to be there. He allowed me to do my 10 minutes of reading every day and he read at the same time. So I basically would not be around other people if they weren't supportive of this challenge that I had set for myself. And when I started to crash and the thoughts of giving up came and wanting to quit, like it basically took over my whole body. I remember there was one day I was having really bad period cramps and I was waiting for the moment that they would just, disappear a little bit so I could go and do my outdoor workout, and they just weren't leaving. And I literally was crying because I didn't want to have to go do this. And I was literally hunched over, like think of Hunchback of Notre Dame, walking around this park for 45 minutes because they have to be 45 minutes in pain. And go figure, this is the one freaking time in London that it snows and the snow actually stays on the ground. So not only was it freezing out, I was in so much pain. I had to hobble around this freaking park for 45 minutes, walking through slush and snow in my Ugg boots because obviously I don't have waterproof winter boots living in London. Why would I need those? It just rains all the time. It never snows. And I honestly was miserable. And that day I almost gave up. I almost didn't do it. I don't know what the heck I found inside me to just get up and go. I think I was annoyed at one of my flatmates and I was like, F it, I'll just get out of the house. But it was excruciating to say the least. And then I also got to the point during this, like the last little bit where I was crashing, where I didn't want to just go out and do a workout anymore. So instead of that, I would buy my groceries one grocery at a time. Because I lived in an area of London where the closest grocery store was about a 20-minute walk away. And so I would take the long route. I would make it take longer and I would walk there, buy one item and then walk home. And the next day I would walk there, buy another item, and then come home. So I was literally trying to find reasons and excuses for myself to get out and go on these walks because I mentally could not do it anymore. I had to find another way around it. And so you're probably listening to all of these things and being like, this still just sounds like some sort of fitness challenge. Like, where is it more than fitness? Like, where is that coming in? And I'm going to explain this to you right now. The workouts that you're doing, they're not for you to lose weight or to gain muscle or to do anything else. It's literally for your mental growth. Think about everything I just said. I didn't want to do these workouts. There were days where the last thing I wanted to do was put on my gym clothes and do an indoor or an outdoor workout, especially because gyms were closed. I was working out inside in my living room. Like, that's not fun. Doing that every single day, the workouts get stale. There's only so much you can do. It's not about you exercising and losing weight or gaining muscle. Yes, that is a great byproduct of this, but it's literally for you to grow discipline and challenge yourself mentally. The reading that is part of this, as if you noticed, it's nonfiction self-development only. And it's not on your phone or on your Kindle or whatever it is. It needs to be hard copy in your hands. That is so that you can develop your mind, so you can learn, you can pull yourself away from a screen because we are so attached to them, and put your attention into something else. Right? You're developing your mind, you're growing, you're learning. And a lot of the things that you'll be reading about, because they are going to be in the self-development area, will actually allow you to better yourself in other ways as well. So it's not just this challenge that's helping you grow. It's what this challenge is making you do and making you read that's going to make you grow. I read some of the most life-changing books during my Live Hard year. The Four Agreements, which I know has been around forever, literally changed my life and changed my perspective on everything. And you only need to read 10 pages a day. I read that whole book in 2 days. Like, I couldn't put it down. It was so good. There were so many books that I read that really impacted me from this challenge that I never would have read otherwise. And it also gave me like the joy of reading again, which, being at home all the time is hard because you have your Netflix in front of you, you have your computer, your phone, everything else. When you're in a city and you're commuting and you're on the tube or you're on the bus or whatever it is, like, it's a lot easier to be like, okay, let me open this book, because you don't have service. But when you're at home, especially during a pandemic and you're not going anywhere, where is the want to sit and read and actually use your brain? Like, we just want to sit there and watch entertainment be given to us. So it allowed me to actually find the joy in that again. The progress picture, you're probably like, how the heck is the progress picture not to do with fitness? When really it is to learn to look at yourself and to accept yourself. There are so many people in this world who hate looking at themselves in the mirror. They avoid it. They don't want to see what their body looks like. They don't want to see all the things about them that they view as unbeautiful, or they view as gross or anything like that. And so forcing you to take a progress picture every single day is what's allowing you to slowly grow that self-love and learn to accept yourself and really love yourself. Again, not being allowed to have alcohol and having to stick to a certain diet, you would think, is because you're trying to be fit, you're trying to be healthy, trying to lose weight, gain muscle, whatever it is. But again, it's literally to build discipline and learn that the things that are stopping you from reaching your goals are literally all excuses. How many times have we been like, oh, I want to do this, but I have this weekend, so I'll start on Monday. Or you're doing really well with something. Say you're doing something every single night. You have like a great bedtime routine, nighttime routine, whatever. And all of a sudden someone's like, oh, come out drinking with us. And then you're tempted, and then you go, and then your whole routine's thrown off. You can't get back to it for days. Like, little things like that. When you're not drinking, you don't have the temptation to go out and stay out and party all night. You don't have the temptations of literally having these massive ragers, waking up, being so shitty the next day, not being able to do anything, eating all of these shitty foods. It's literally teaching you self-discipline and teaching you that the excuses we give ourselves are just that. They are excuses. The only thing stopping you is your mind, right? So the no alcohol for so many people is going to be so difficult because drinking is a cultural thing. It's something in England, especially, it's huge. I used to get like, I don't drink in general, so this one wasn't really hard for me. But after work, everyone goes to the pub. And I used to get asked so many times, why are you not drinking? Have a drink, just have one. Come on, like pushing alcohol on me. And everyone thought it was weird that I would still go for the social aspect, but I would just be ordering water. Socially drinking is a thing. People can't even go on a date with someone else without having some alcohol first because it calms their nerves. So it really forces you, not having the alcohol, it forces you to sit with yourself and to be one with yourself and to see yourself in all of these different areas as well. Like it does so much more for you than just cutting out the extra calories. And then the diet again, it's, oh, well, this person's doing this for their birthday, so I'm going to go and eat all of these things, even though I made a promise to myself that I'm not going to. Or I know that this isn't good for me. I'm celiac, but you know what? This person's made this amazing cake. I'm just going to go eat it anyway and like deal with the consequences. Same with lactose intolerance. Like maybe you shouldn't be eating things because your body genuinely does not digest them properly, but you go and eat them anyways because of all of these social constructs where we go out and we have to, well, we don't have to, but this food is put in front of us and it's a temptation and we give into it. So it's really about building that mental discipline and keeping the promises that we have to ourselves. And then the no fuck ups is obviously just like so purely mental. Like if you fuck up any one of these things on the list and you have to start over from day one, that is showing you mental growth and mental discipline because you have to keep going in line with all the rules, or you literally have to start over from day one. And I know people who have started this challenge fucked up on day like 60 and had to start over from day one. Like it's not fun. So it's teaching you that discipline and it's forcing you not to give up on yourself and really push through the times that are difficult. So, what I learned from this, again, which is why it is so much more than just a fitness challenge, it really truly is a self development, self growth, spiritual, even in some ways, challenge for you, is that I learned I am so much stronger than I thought that I was. I can endure so much more than I ever previously believed. I used to give up so easily. At the first sign of something being hard, I would give up. If I'm doing a dead hang, as soon as my calluses, like my hands start to hurt, I let go. I just, any type of self-inflicted pain, I'm like such a baby with, I stop it as soon as I can. Piercings, tattoos, whatever, that kind of pain is fine because I'm not doing it to myself. But if I can control it, I stop. When I'm doing my workouts, the reason why I work with trainers is because I cannot push myself. The second it gets hard, the second I get tired, or the second I just feel like I don't want to do it, I lessen my workout or I just don't do it at all and I stop. So it showed me that I really truly was so much stronger than I thought I was because when a workout's 45 minutes, you can't just stop because you're tired. You have to keep going until you hit that 45-minute mark. And it allowed me to believe in myself again. I didn't think that I could do half of the things that I did in this challenge, in this journey, and I did them. And it was almost like an aha moment where I was proving to myself in a way that I am strong enough to do these things. I am capable of doing these things, and I can do so much more than I ever thought I could. I also learned that 1 gallon of water is way too much for my body, which, to be honest, was a great learning for me because everyone always says, oh, you have to drink 4 liters a day of water to be healthy. You have to drink 3 liters a day of water to be healthy. When really it wasn't healthy for me. I was actually getting headaches because I was drinking so much water that I was flushing all the nutrients and electrolytes out of my system. So I had to learn different ways to replenish them while I was drinking this 1 gallon of water a day. And it really taught me to like learn that just because people are saying it on social media or the information's coming from you somewhere and everyone's pushing the same agenda doesn't mean that it's true because we're all different. All of our bodies process things differently. And what works for some people or even the mass majority isn't going to work for me. And like I kind of knew this before because even things with like intermittent fasting, all of the studies that say that it's beneficial for you have been done on males. They are not done on females and they haven't been done on anyone that's like still ovulating. So if they are done on females, it's done on females that are already done menopause. And this may have changed in recent years, but I actually listened to a podcast on one of my outdoor workouts that told me this. And I was like, holy shit, like this whole world is just geared towards men, basically. So learning that 4 liters of water is what you need to quote unquote be healthy. And then learning that a lot of the testing and everything that's done with these things are only done on men how do you know that that's going to work for me? Like female bodies are so different. So it's really taught me to tune into myself and into my own body and look at how my body was feeling and what actually felt okay with me and what didn't, instead of just taking things at face value and accepting them for what they say. It also taught me that taking time every single day to spend time in nature was so good for my brain, so good for my emotional health, and just so refreshing. I think living in a city, it's so difficult to try and make time for yourself to go find the nature because they call cities concrete jungles for a reason. There's not greenery everywhere you go. And when you do see some, it might be just be like a little tree in a courtyard and like a little garden. Like it's not nature. And that's one thing that I actually think London does really well. They do have a very high population of parks scattered throughout the city, but it really taught me that I need to find the time for myself to go and be in nature and just allow myself to reset and earth and ground and really just be one in there, because it just completely resets my mental health. And when I was living in Toronto, I did go on walks almost every day, obviously not in the winter, but it allowed me to learn, or like relearn, I guess, like remind myself how good that is for you. And that's something that I was able to keep into my life even after the Live Hard year was done. Like daily walks in parks was something that I did because it made me feel so good. I also learned that the only thing stopping me from doing anything in this life is my mind. It's my limiting beliefs. If it's my bad habits, it's my thought cycles that tell me I can't do things or that it's not worth it. It's me hiding from discomfort, hiding because of fear. Literally, it's all in my mind. And if I just allowed myself to push through those thoughts, I can do anything. Like I said, like I'm so much stronger than I thought. And I can believe in myself. I don't need to have these fears if I can't do it because of whatever it is that's making me think that. Anything that's stopping me from doing what I want, getting what I want, reaching my goals, anything is my mind. It also taught me you have so much more time in a day than you think. So, one of the things that I learned from this was actually how to manage my time. Because if you think about it, a lot of the excuses people use for not going to the gym or not learning a second language or not cleaning the house or any of the things is because they don't have the time. And not only did I have to find time now to read and to go on a walk and whatever else, it was 2 45-minute workouts a day. That is a lot of time to put aside for a workout while still working a full-time job, still having to cook all of my meals, taking 10 minutes out of the day to read if it's like a minute a page, like guesstimating. You really have to learn to prioritize the things that you want to do. You have to learn to prioritize your goals. You have to learn to prioritize your time in the things that are important to you versus what's not. So I couldn't spend 2 hours scrolling on Instagram or scrolling on TikTok. I had to really force myself to get away from my phone so that I had time to do my workouts and I had time to read my book and do everything else. Also, when you're peeing all the time, you really don't have a lot of time for anything else. So it was huge time prioritization. And it also showed me that you do have so much time in a day when you can properly figure out where your priorities are, which leads me into the next thing. Preparing is a key to success in all areas of life. If you wake up in the day starts, and you haven't actually planned when you're going to do your workouts or what it is you're going to eat, you will fail because you are going to run out of time. And I know I just said that you have more time than you think, but if you're not planning for it, if you don't actually prioritize when you're going to do these things, you will run out of time because the time, like it just disappears so quickly. So especially if you're not planning, if you don't have, say, your meals prepped, then you're either going to run out of time and be up late because you're cooking or, like the cooking section is going to take up a lot more of your time. B, you're not going to want to cook. So you're going to end up ordering in and fucking up your diet and starting from day one. C, you're not going to have the food that you want. So even if you have the time to cook, you might not have the right ingredients or the groceries or whatever else. So if you're not preparing, you're going to fail. If you're not putting time aside in your day to do the workouts, you're going to fail. So in order to actually succeed at these, you need to prepare. If you're done your book and you haven't prepared and looked at getting a second one or bought your second one yet, you're going to fail because you're going to wake up that next day, you're done book one, and you don't have a book two. And again, you can't do it virtually. It needs to be a physical book in your hands. So preparing really is key. And it taught me that preparation for all things is key. There's a time and a place to kind of go with the flow, but there still is a level of prep behind it. So for example, me moving to Costa Rica next year, I'm preparing to move there. I'm setting up my business, I'm like laying the groundwork, but I'm just going with the flow. I don't know where I'm going to live. I'm going to show up. I'm going to have some plans, like staying in a hostel or whatever for the beginning until I find somewhere to live long term, but I'm letting it go with the flow. So I'm still flowing, but there is that prep work to allow the state of flow, if that makes sense. And then the last thing that I learned, which I kind of talked about earlier, is how to keep promises to myself. And this is something that I see people struggle with on a daily basis. I still struggle with this, but you make a promise to yourself saying, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, or, whatever it is. And then you give up so easily. So if you tell yourself, I'm going to do 1 hour of no screen time before bed every day, and then something happens and you break that promise, you just give up on it. Say your friends are like, oh, let's go see a movie, and the movie ends really late. So you get home and you don't have an hour free before you need to go to bed to do screen time. Well, you've just been watching a movie late. So that's still staring at a screen. And then already you don't have your hour of screen time. Things like that. Or say you're like on the phone, or you end up scrolling, you see something that you want to go into, and like you go into a little TikTok hole, and then before you know it, it's 1 a.m. and you've just broken your 1 hour of no screen time before bed, because realistically, that late at night, you're going to get off your phone, you're going to go to sleep. Like you're not going to be able to stay up for 1 hour doing nothing or reading or whatever it is. Like your body's going to start to get tired. So we break promises to ourselves so easily. And it's almost like if we promise someone else that we're doing something, we're held accountable to it. But when we promise it to ourselves, we don't feel obligated to hold ourselves accountable because it's just to us. But why do we feel like it's okay to break a promise to ourselves? We should be the most important thing. So if you're making a promise to yourself and you want to do something that's going to better you, it should be a high priority to keep that promise to yourself. It doesn't matter what anyone else thinks about it. It should be something that we're not okay to give up on. And so it really showed me the importance of learning to keep that promise. Because specifically with this, like you're promising to yourself to do so many things a day and that you're not going to fuck it up. And in order to keep those promises, it requires a lot of sacrifice, and it requires a lot of planning. It requires a lot of time management. And it's 1000% not easy. It is a challenge, and a lot of people don't finish it. So you just learn. You learn so much about everything. And to be honest, you learn a lot about yourself as well, in terms of going through and like how you react to certain things, how you deal with discomfort, how you deal with challenges. You'll see your thoughts starting to come in, that little bitch voice that comes in telling you can't do it or telling you to give up. So you can start seeing a lot of the self-talk that you give yourself as well. And it's just honestly one massive growth experience. And I hope that you can get from this how much more of a challenge it is than just something that's fitness related. And I know that Instagram and TikTok have really watered it down to be just this fitness challenge that they're using to bulk or to cut and like have these amazing physical results. But it really, truly is so much more than that. And it can give you so many amazing, valuable tools that you can implement for the rest of your life. And I hope that if you feel called to do this, and you've got that little bitch voice in your head telling you not to because you're scared or because you're going to fail or because it's hard, you listen to this and realize that you are stronger than you think you are, and you can do this, and you will learn so much from it. It will be the most amazing experience ever. So with that, I'm going to let y'all go. That is my little spiel for today. I hope you guys found it useful. I hope you found it interesting. If you have any questions about 75 Hard, my experience, any of the phases that I didn't touch on here, please feel free to reach out to me. I am .AlexisChristine on Instagram, or the Just Like You Show on Instagram. I'm happy to answer either or. If you liked this episode and enjoy the podcast, please give us a rating, share it with your friends. We appreciate all of the love. And I hope you guys have the most amazing rest of your day. The light in me acknowledges the light in each and every one of you, coming from someone just like you.